All right, guys. It is the wait. What is? Okay. AMD is treating me really nice. AMD is up. It is the end of the weekend. It is Monday. Chat. Welcome. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well today. I haven't had any coffee. Last week we had the FOMC meeting. Starting a little bit late today. I recognize this. My apologies. Honestly, I'm looking at some stuff here too, though. AMD, we bought AMD last week. It's doing really nice if we look at it. Boeing is green. Alibaba is green. Delta is green. CVS is green. Ford is green. Gold is green. GameStop is green. Google is green. Home Depot is green. Honeywell is green. Coca-Cola is green. Meta is green. MGM, Netflix, both green. Palantir, Snapchat, Tesla, Tyson Foods, all green. We got Tyson Food earnings today, Walgreens. So yeah, my portfolio is looking really solid, to be honest here. You'd love to see it. Again, we're in AMD. Remember, we bought AMD. Yeah, Palantir earnings this evening. I'm in Palantir as well. I don't know what to do with Palantir, but I'll probably hold it into earnings. Let me drink my coffee. What's up, Kimberly? What's up, Alyssa? Fu, A, Bonk, Randall, Beach Bum, PW, Imran, Robert, Kevin, Camille, Michael, Keegan. All right, chat, we're here. Let's do a poll. The market ran a lot last week. The question is, does the market run this week? Does the market hold its gains? Does the market hold last week's gains this week? Yes or no? Vote on that poll. I'm probably going to take some more off of AMD when I can, just because we're so green so fast. What's up, JoJo, X, Rudd, V? Whew. All right, we're awake. Nvidia up to almost $900. That's probably the first one you want to watch, just because that can kind of drag everything else back up as well. If Nvidia starts to, the big question number one is like, we have Nvidia earnings in almost exactly 2 weeks, in about 2 weeks and 2 days. It's on the 22nd on Wednesday. The question is, what does earnings look like for Nvidia? That was our largest earnings stream we've ever done. That was our largest stream we've ever done, was Nvidia earnings. We had over 14,000 concurrent viewers for that one. And so all the hype's going to be on that, on not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. Yeah, we got Berkshire Class B shares this morning dropping. That's true. Yeah, where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin back up to 65,000. That's nice. It's funny because everybody said Bitcoin was done. This is kind of a common tale of it. All the way back up to 65s though. Chat, I got a question. Tyson Foods at 9 a.m. Yeah, so again, the schedule for earnings this morning. We got Tyson Foods at 7:30 for their actual release. We got Spirit Airlines, which I believe is already out with their numbers here. Let me make sure. Yeah, Spirit is out. They posted 146 loss per share. They expected a loss of 165, revenue of 1.265 billion. They expected 1.02 billion. So better revenue, better EPS for Save, and they're gapping down still. Not a company I'm gonna buy. They're just a little bit too weak looking. An airline at 350 a share is just not really something I'm interested in buying. And yeah, we'll see. We got a lot of other stuff running up this morning, though. We're really close to taking a withdrawal from Tradeovate. In this account, we are up. Yeah, we need to make like $600, $700 to do it. It's just earnings. There's not really any economic reports today. It's kind of boring, in all honesty. Pretty slow week this week overall, really. Last week we had the FOMC meeting, the payroll numbers, jobless claims, a bunch of stuff. This week's pretty slow. We got some Fed speakers today. That's about it. We got Fed speakers today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Thursday we got jobless claims. Friday we got consumer sentiment and Bowman speaking. And that's basically it. Next week is the busy week, where next week we got PPI, CPI, retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing, jobless claims, Philly Fed Index. And so, yeah, next week's the busy week. And then the following week is Nvidia's earnings. So, oh, we have AMC earnings this week as well. I forgot. I believe AMC drops on Wednesday. Although AMC hasn't really been the biggest stream lately. Palantir this evening. Disney tomorrow morning. Datadog, Crocs, a couple other ones. Rivian tomorrow evening. I'm not going to be able to do it tomorrow to stream any earnings. None of them are really big enough anyway, though. Although we do have Reddit releasing their earnings late. Wednesday morning we got Uber, Shopify, Affirm, bunch of other ones, and then ARM, AMC, Robinhood, a bunch of other ones. Let me look to see what we even did last time for earnings. I know we stream them and we cover them, but I don't think they've... Oh man, yeah. I guess last AMC stream was big. Yeah, so we'll stream the last one. I want a short Beyond Meat. I'm not really a big shorter. I don't like it, but I'm not really a big shorter. Yeah, I bought CBS last week, if you guys remember. We're up in it. Yeah, remember we bought it last week. I'll take it. We'll see if we do anything. You think Tesla's going up today? So early this morning, I saw an ascending wedge on the E-mini, and I've made about 1.8K, about 50% from the goal to achieve 3K. What should I do at this point? Close out today. Well, you can only make 50% of your profit per day on Top Step, and so yeah, you probably want to wait until tomorrow, because you're gonna have to. Any day's gains can't be over 50% of your total profit on the account. And so if you did that, 1.8k is over 50% of 3,000. 50% of 3,000 would be 1.5k. So you're gonna have to keep trading until that $1,800 is not over 50% of your total profit on that account. I think, right? Check with them to be sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what you're gonna have to do. Yeah, Apple. I'm in Apple. Apple down a little bit, but I'm still very green on Apple. I've made so much money on it. It's hard to, if you guys remember, we bought a lot of stuff over the last couple weeks, and most of those are treating me very nicely, doing really well on those. All right, so we do have Wednesday earnings, Thursday jobless claims. I'm wondering whether I should stream Palantir earnings or not. I don't know if I've ever tried before. Let me see. Okay, we have streamed them. I guess we can. Whatever happened to Kramer? Is Kramer even still around? Yeah, so Kramer's still posting. Apple was down due to Berkshire selling tons. Yeah. Does Bitcoin correlate with market? So if Bitcoin is going down, does the market also move downward? Not necessarily, no. I mean, sometimes it does, but not really. All right. Whew, man, it's been a busy week. My in-laws have been in town and they're finally gone. I'm not celebrating, but cheers to that. My in-laws are good people, so I can't really, I'm just kind of joking around. They're good people, but like my family and their family are just different, bro. And again, those are my own family's flaws. Like, I don't ever see my parents, right? Carol's parents are here all the time. Like, literally, we see one of our family members almost every day, which is good. I mean, let them see the kids, but it's just wildly different from my side, and, yeah. Again, I'm going to enjoy the break. Did anybody ever watch The Contestant on Hulu? What a freaking world, man. We watched The Contestant on Hulu. Man, if you haven't seen it, it's a crazy show. They're good people. They're good people, bro. I'm just saying. You know, I'm not trying to knock on my in-laws. It's because they're both based on dollars, so when the dollar moves up, they move down? Yeah, for sure. Bro, I'm in Europe and you woke up before me? Listen, that's what we do here. Kramer's still on nightly at 6 p.m. Yeah, they're good people, but I'm celebrating them leaving. You know? It doesn't matter how good of people they are. If your in-laws are there, you can't really relax that much, you know? Okay, so Adam Aaron is going to be giving away these gorilla sofas as a special drawing prizes for his Twitter followers. But alas, they apparently are digital-only concept sofas. And to my chagrin, they do not exist in real life. What a shame. They look real. They look so great in somebody's living room. Oh, bro, so you're doing a giveaway of a freaking AI picture. What a freaking... Wow. What a humanitarian, Adam Aaron. You're giving away a freaking AI photo. You must have worked so hard to get this AI photo, brother. Come on now, man. Palantir earnings tomorrow. So apparently Tom Brady had a roast yesterday, and things might have gotten heated. Dana White said some stuff. Jeff Ross said some stuff. And Tom Brady was not happy about some of it, you know. Palantir after the bell today. Yeah, Palantir is at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think, right? Yeah. Palantir. Tomorrow we got some stuff too, but yeah, today we got Palantir. It's actually at 4:05. We also have Lucid, Him and Hers. I didn't know Hims was a public company. They're just a mail order product though. All right, look at the SPY, guys. SPY up to 513s, Nvidia over 893s, Tesla at 183s. Yeah. Looking at our poll, we did a poll here. We asked people, does the market bounce back? Oh, wait. Does the market last week's gain this week? I realized my poll was all messed up. Here, my bad, guys. I got to redo the poll. Sorry, chat. Easier question is, does the market turn bearish today? That's a better option. Does the market turn bearish today, chat? Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah, Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines are already out. They posted better than expected EPS and revenue. They just, yeah. Yeah, man. Warren Buffett, dude. Like, look, say what you want to say about Buffett, right? I think nobody can discredit his great investing mind. He ended the meeting yesterday with a quote saying, again, quote, "I not only hope you come next year, I hope I come next year," right? End quote. Which, if you don't know what that means, Buffett's getting old, man. Warren Buffett's getting old. Warren Buffett also said some stuff basically saying that if more companies followed Berkshire's example in paying lots of taxes, it could eliminate the need for individual taxpayers to contribute to federal tax. Yeah, but the government would still make us pay it, right? So, like, regardless of whether they need it or not, the government's still going to come with their hand out, 100%, without question. John did AI mistake. No, that wasn't an AI mistake. That was just a personal mistake. I'm low-key leaning towards yes because it's Monday in May. But I wouldn't mind being wrong in all honesty. Yeah, I mean, honestly, my portfolio is looking really solid. You know, I don't know if just some of my strategic dip buys last week are paying dividends for me today. I think that's really what it is. Again, I'm green in AMD. We're nicely green in Nike. Today, we're red on the overall position in Nike. But we're green today. We're green on gold. We're green on CVS. We bought CVS last week as well. So we're green on a lot of stuff we bought. All right, so there's 6 o'clock again. I'm going to take a little bit off in AMD. I've just made enough to where we're going to lock that in. Yeah, I meant like it's similar mistake what AI does. Difference is AI doesn't realize it. Just explaining why AI does mistakes because humans do also. Yeah, for sure. All right, chat. All right. All right. All right, let's do this. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Apple? People are saying it will fall options market, but Apple has an event tomorrow. Will they show near? Oh, they do have their event tomorrow. Should I stream this event? What time is Apple's event? Alright, so it's super early. It's at 7 a.m. Pacific time, which is... So that's 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Apple's doing their event. Yeah. Yeah, 7 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably try to cover it. We got some other earnings tomorrow, but I'll probably try to cover it. They're probably going to be debuting something about AI, so I think it's actually a very relevant thing tomorrow. You know. All right, chat. All right. All right, guys. So again, SPY pulling back to 513. So look at Tesla dip. So Tesla just dipped. Let me put the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price on the chart. So it's moving here. GPT 4.5. Hey, that's nice, Ricky. That's cool. Yeah, AI accessories. We'll focus on the iPad. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. If it's just an iPad event, I might not cover it. I just don't know how big that specific thing is going to be. You know, and like, I need it to be big. All right. For the first time in U.S. history, billionaires paid a lower tax rate than the working class in 2018. Trend has continued down. Yeah, I mean, it's a big event, but again, I don't know how big. We'll see. I'm thinking about covering Palantir earnings too. I'm not sure yet. Look at Nvidia, though. Nvidia, the question is, will Nvidia break $900? I think $900 is this big milestone level that we should pay attention to today. You know, we're going to put it right there. So $900, a very big relevant level, I think. Any thoughts on ARM earnings on a Wednesday? Yeah, ARM is a relatively fresh company. It's new, you know, so like in that regard, I don't know. You know, ARM back over 100. You know, I ended up buying ARM IPO day at like 62, 60, whatever. And I ended up holding it all the way up to 100 plus. And then I recently sold it just because, you know, it was turning back so much. As for what it does now, I'm not sure. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm a believer in Nike. I think Nike makes so much money that, like, buying the dip makes sense. I just got to be patient with it. Like, most of these investments, I just got to be patient with, and I think I'm going to be good on it. But who knows, man? I might be wrong. You know, anything could happen. Yeah, WWDC is the Apple event to cover for sure. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. I'm telling you, man, engulfing patterns, they can be powerful. So engulfing patterns are one of the best technical indicators. All right. So Dream, I think about 0.3% bullish maybe. Nvidia will most likely break 900 today. It's close. It's at 893s. Hey, what's up, Freddie? What's up, bro? Yeah, we're going to get ready to trade today. Alright, yeah, GPT-4 is nice. I'm playing with it right now, chat. Sometimes it takes it a little bit too literal. Palantir's day today. Yeah, Palantir earnings this evening. If we take a look at Palantir in the middle, Or we'll put it on the right side here. PLTR is a stock at number 1. I am holding it. It's up to 24s right now. And honestly, I've been in this one for a while. I think I might have taken some profit on it. But I've been in it for a minute too. Yeah, it's just kind of... buy and sell, buy in May, go away. Yeah, it depends on how long. I think there's actually bad stats at buying in May, but I'm in some stuff and I've already made money on it. Yeah, the ChatGPT gets some stuff wrong, man. Yeah, I'm trying to build like an engulfing script, and it's either showing up way too sensitive or not sensitive enough. It's got to be somewhere in the middle, man. All right, chat. Bullish or bearish today? Let me know what you guys think. You guys think you're going to make money today? Okay. 1.2. Let me adjust this. Let's try 1.5 or 1.6. There we go. Okay, we're gonna have to just adjust the strictness of this. Oh, 1.8. There we go. That's better. Maybe a little bit less than this. We could try maybe like 6. There we go. Alright, so we changed this to 6. That should be good enough. Yeah. Pre-market always bullish, and Ford, no bad news. It will keep going. Yeah, I'm in Ford right now. I bought Ford last week. Again, I hope it's green. I'm pretty sure I am green and forward right now. Yeah, we're green on forward. Not enough to take profit yet, but green nonetheless. We're also in GameStop, and we're green on GameStop somehow. I don't know when their earnings drop, but sometime soon. We'll see. All right, team. Waiting for some reaction at specific price levels. Yeah, we might start to day trade a little bit. Palantir over 24. I think that's a great sign. Again, I think we got to watch Nvidia at 900. 900 seems to be like a very relevant spot for Nvidia. So I think that's the one we watch. Yeah, I'm looking at engulfing candles here. Try to back test these a little bit. Palantir and Nvidia will be runners. Yeah, well, Nvidia has, yeah, we trade futures. Nvidia will have earnings on the 22nd. So not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. That'll probably be the biggest catalyst of this month is Nvidia earnings. It's just a huge release. Very, very important. So there we go. Yeah, they need to change the strictness of this a little bit more to like maybe like 10. All right, that worked. All right, cool. Save. All right, done. All right, so yeah, so SPY pull it back. We got this little dip here. Hey, some would call it a flag pattern. I might start buying this up. We're gonna start trading a little bit and covering more news. Let's see what else we got going on today. Yeah, kids today have no idea that Champion was a cheap sportswear brand 30 years ago, sold on the back shelves at Kmart for around $1.99 a shirt, and you got laughed at in school if you're wearing it. Yeah, I had a Champion's puffy jacket. Got made fun of so much for wearing this puffy jacket. I was a trendsetter back in the day, you know. Now Champions is like this huge brand. Again, I got made fun of growing up. I had this puffy Champion jacket that I used to wear to elementary school, and I got made fun of for it. Now Champion is like cool. I still wear it too, which is ironic, but hey. Definitely top 3. I had some Shaq shoes. I had some Shaq shoes too. They were cool, man. You know, Shaq shoes were Walmart shoes, by the way. Or they maybe not Walmart. I can't remember where you got it. I had some and ones, which were also Walmart shoes. You know. Yeah, I had a starter jacket too. Heelys. I had some Heelys, which were like the rollerblading shoes. I had some of them. Yeah, but here's the thing, bro. Like, listen, bro. I like Kendrick Lamar. Okay, I'm gonna say this. All right, and again, the only reason I'm really up to date on this as a 30-something-year-old is because YouTube is showing it to me, right? And I'm kind of sitting there with my popcorn, watching this all unfold. The rap beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Again, don't ask me how I know about all this stuff, but somehow I do. Right now, okay. Here's what really happened, right? And I think the Kendrick Lamar fans are being so emotional about it, and they're being kind of delusional about it, okay? Like, here's really what happened, all right? Drake, they had a spy in Drake's camp, right? With Drake's friends, Kendrick Lamar had a spy, right? And they were feeding Kendrick Lamar information, and Kendrick Lamar was using that to, like, put out all these diss records. I called it records because, you know, I'm old, about Drake, right? So he's dissing Drake using this insider knowledge that he has. Well, Drake did a really smart thing. Drake put out a fake report that he's got a secret daughter that he's hiding. And you know it's fake because you've never heard about this before, and it would have been out already with all these, you know. So Drake, understanding that he had that one of the people in his crew were basically feeding Kendrick information, put this fake thing out that he had this daughter. Right? Knowing that Kendrick would jump on it because, again, Kendrick had a spy in Drake's camp. And so sure enough, Kendrick does jump on it and puts out this big diss track like making fun of Drake for having this super secret daughter that he hasn't told anybody about at all. And Kendrick again fell for the bait, right? And so then basically what happens is that Kendrick recognizes that he got baited into making a diss track about a non-existent daughter that Drake doesn't really have. Like, it was just fake. Drake basically put out another record basically saying that it was all a trap. And Kendrick Lamar, understanding this, just starts uploading song after song after song after song, trying to dilute the fact that he got played, right? Like, that's really what's going on. Kendrick got tricked into making this whole diss record about a fake daughter that didn't exist, right? And again, in order to kind of try to dilute it a little bit, he starts just uploading track after track after track after track, kind of trying to, again, dilute the, trying to make people forget about it. So he has to upload all these different songs. Again, in that situation, I think Drake won. I'm not really biased in either way. I actually like Kendrick's music a little bit more than Drake's, but like, again, I think Drake won that, you know, and I think Kendrick just has this really big fan base who are never going to admit that Drake won that. I mean, and listen, if you talk the other guy into doing a whole diss track on something that didn't exist as a trap, you kind of win, right? Like, despite what the emotional people say, like, you probably win, you know. Yeah, no, this is completely insignificant information. This is just interesting stuff that I'm watching in the background. I think it's funny. Again, like I said, it has nothing to do with anything. Don't ask me how I know about all this. But again, YouTube's showing it to me, so I might as well. I'm sitting there watching it. Hey, John, what's your trading strategy? I mean, which one? We got a couple different ones. A lot of the time I'm using ranges is mostly what I'm using. So I'm buying the dip. Most of the time I look for strength, pullbacks, and then bounces. Very simple. I'm usually looking at like the volume weighted average price at the 200 EMA to see what we're going to, you know, to see if we get some support at those levels. You can see kind of Palantir bouncing right at that 200 EMA volume weighted average price. And these are levels that I'm looking at a lot. You know, here's the 200 EMA volume weighted average price. So I'm looking for pullbacks in those situations, but I'm looking for strength and then pullbacks into it so I can play the strengths. No, I'm a huge fan of him too, and there's a new truck that dropped. Yeah, it's fun to watch. I'm gonna skip that last comment, Kid X. You know. And you know, as a white guy that grew up in the suburbs, I can't really say who won or anything like that, but Nvidia to 900 today. I think that's potential level for it. I think 900 is the biggest milestone level. You can see it on this line right here. I think 900 big milestone level, and I think that's what a lot of people are going to be paying attention to is $900. Yeah, so the volume weighted average price, if we look at it here, like I'm gonna put the Q up. It's just a really relevant bounce line. Like if you want, like it's a dip line. So it's, if I'm buying a dip, where am I gonna buy the dip? A lot of the time I'm buying the dip at the volume weighted average price. You know, that's one of my favorite ways to use it. Very simple, easy. John, do you think Target and Kmart now merged? They will build more Kmart stores? I don't know, man. I haven't seen a Kmart store in years and years. I haven't been inside a Kmart store in years and years. I don't know if it's a good trade or not, man. Nobody does. I'm in Palantir. Palantir has earnings today, and so in that situation, it could be really volatile, but it also might not be. They closed the last Kmart in my area about 18 years ago. Yeah. Well, Kmarts have been basically over with, you know. So Kmart's basically been done. Walmart just got so big so fast that Kmart really didn't have a place to compete. I think Apple continue to go leading into their event. Yeah, so they have the event. One of them is just an iPad event, so I don't necessarily think it's like a crazy big event. I think it's if it's just the iPad event, I'm not really gonna be streaming it. I don't think it's big enough. Brick and mortar retail. Yeah, I mean, brick and mortar's slowly fading out. That's kind of what's going on. Again, if you go to the mall, like, it's not completely dead, right? Like, there's some stores that are still doing well. If you go to the mall, there's still some stores out there. All right, chat. Man, we might start to day trade here. It's not even 8 a.m. yet, market time. Yeah, I mean, again, if you go to the mall, there's a lot of places that are doing okay. The problem is the risk is so high. Like, here's the real problem, is that people want to start, people want to, start a business so bad, right? A lot of the time they want to start a brick and mortar business so bad. I see this a lot with like haircut places, like salons. People are so desperate to start a business that they just kind of randomly shill out a bunch of money, and then they open up a random business in a random location, and then it gets no traffic, nobody shows up, and then they're frustrated about it. Like, I think it's really important with brick and mortar right now that you got to have the right location. If you do not get strategic with location, and you just kind of jump at any random location, the business can and will fail. And that's the biggest mistake I see a lot of businesses do right now. Again, we go to the mall. A lot of businesses in the mall fail, right? Even in the mall. But again, if it's the wrong store, like I see a perfume store in the mall. Like, that's obviously going to fail. Like, you don't have enough people that care about perfume to create a brick and mortar store. Like, Carol and I were sitting there walking through it. We were like, how do these companies have the margins to succeed? Like, what's the rent in the mall, right? At least, what, $10K a month, I would assume? Like, $10,000 a month in rent, pure rent at the mall. So, how is a freaking cologne perfume store going to succeed? You think they're doing $10,000 a month in sales? Almost certainly not. Almost certainly not. Even on their busiest days, they're not going to do over, I would assume like $1,000 in sales. And so it's just kind of like, you got to be smart. Like, you can't just randomly open up a store and expect to succeed. You got to be strategic with it. And I think there's a lot of risk in brick and mortar retail right now. Right, unless you have clientele or like a big base of a big network, I guess is the easiest way to put it. Yeah, well, if you look at Lululemon's struggling over the last few years. Like, look at this dip. Lululemon actually is red on the year. It dropped from $500 down to $350s. And so, I mean, I've been telling people, like, the risk in Lululemon's obvious, which is that investing in a fashion brand long term that's not really established like that. Like, it's established, it's big. A lot of people like Lululemon, but again, the thing that people misunderstand is that simply you can't count on companies like this long term. Trends change, fashion changes. Again, if you look at the changes in fashion generation to generation, it's very obvious, right? Like, young people don't want to wear what their parents wore. So they're going to go to a different brand, a different style, a different fashion. And that's bad for companies in terms of stability, with Lululemon, with a lot of these other fresh companies. You got the whale, whatever that is. And again, a lot of these companies are just going to struggle because they generation to generation are not going to be interested in the companies like that. Again, there's Apple. Apple fighting its way back up, almost up to 183.50s. Palantir still trying to hold also. Well, we got AMC earnings. We've got Palantir earnings today. Yeah, you gotta wonder how some of these businesses are really succeeding. You really do. Like, I question how some of them are succeeding. Again, because when you look at them, how can they possibly be doing the margins that anybody expects them to? Even like the sneaker stores, you see people opening up like shoe shops in the mall, but like they're competing with JD, with all these other, with Foot Locker, with all these other big shoe companies. Speaking of Foot Locker, Foot Locker's got to be about to fail, no? Unless some of these brands might be Foot Locker, they're just kind of subsidiaries of them. You always care about music and fashion. Sure, but again, they're gonna switch brands though. Is the difference? Like people might care about music and fashion, but they're not gonna listen to the same music. They're not gonna wear the same fashion that the previous generation did. The easiest way to put this is again, like, look, Abercrombie's trying to do some type of, rebranding with everything like that, right? They're trying to rebrand and do all this different stuff specifically for Abercrombie. My generation, when we were young, we wore like Abercrombie, Hollister, Polo. Polo will always stay the same, right? But like young people don't want to use the same brands that we used, and that's a very common trend that happens regularly. And so with companies like Lululemon, which is a new brand, it is a relatively new brand, generation to generation, the interest in it might change, in my opinion. I think it's risky. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them sell online too, but it's still not going to be enough to justify. What are your thoughts on CGC? I don't know, man. I heard some of the news about Cannabis Growth Company and really just the cannabis rescheduling as a whole wasn't real. I'm not 100% sure. But, I know... Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man, to be honest. Yeah, I'm reading this now. Are they really about to legalize psilocybin and other stuff? Breakthrough therapy status by the FDA in recent clinical trials. Have it on pace for FDA approval this year. Wow, dude. I'm for legalization of psilocybin. I'm not necessarily for legalization of MDMA, though. I think, yeah, like taxing your system's dopamine and serotonin like that doesn't usually have a good outcome, you know. And so I think they're playing with fire here, legalizing some of this stuff. In all honesty, but hey, let them do what they do, I guess. Yeah, the big thing is that it's going to open up lending. It's going to open up lending in cannabis markets is what the rescheduling is going to do. It's going to open up lending specifically. All right, so I think we did have Tyson Foods drop earnings yet. Let me see. It was scheduled for 7:30, so yeah. And I'm in Tyson Foods, I forgot. So Tyson Foods looked like it gapped up from it. Nice. Hey, I'm in Tyson right now. So Tyson Food did release their numbers. They posted adjusted EPS of 62 cents. They expected 39. Revenue of 13.07. They expected 13.16. Reaffirmed fiscal year view. And they did gap up some here. There's Tyson Food numbers. I'm reading articles about them legalizing it. It says, quote, Alaska's House of Representatives on Thursday overwhelmingly approved amended legislation that would create a state task force to study how to license and regulate psychedelic-assisted therapy in the event of federal approval of substances such as MDMA and psilocybin, end quote. And this is from marijuanamoment.net. Again, I don't necessarily agree with those. Psilocybin I'm okay with, but not the other one. The other one, again, too taxing on your serotonin system to be good for you. Yeah, I'm in AMD right now. AMD gapping up. We took some profit on AMD. So yeah, we did take some profit on AMD. Not a huge trade, but we did make some money. Remember, we bought the dip. Our average price is 148. AMD up to 154s now. Again, Meta gapping up again today as well. We're still in Meta. Unity moving up a little bit as well today, although my average price in Unity is a little bit higher. Again, we took some profit off of AMD. We're still in Boeing, Alibaba, CVS, Delta, Ford. All right, chat. Boeing needs some. Yeah, I mean, there's Airbus right now. But again, I'm in Boeing right now. Not a crazy price, though. My average price is 172. It's at 180s right now. So we did get a bounce back. We lost a little bit on Boeing a couple months ago, though, or a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Berkshire Class B shares also came out today as well, which is interesting. So yeah, Berkshire Class B shares dropped. Let me see if they're out. Let me see. Yeah, they're out. So they came in at 8 a.m. Oh wait, that was okay. So these must have been numbers that dropped already. They came in at 519 versus 340s. 89.87 bill, roughly flat. Boeing's bigger for sure. Yeah, we'll see if we get some AI plans. Yeah, Friday was rough. The Houston area has been flooding. Bad. You know, so the Houston area has been flooding like pretty rough. We're going to start day trading here today, chat. So we already made some money. I don't want to take too many crazy risks today, but our goal, we're building this up in profit overall on this account. We are up about $1,700 in profit right now in this account, about $1,700. Again, we're going to start trading the micro, small size, see if we can make some money here. But we are going to be day trading now. We got a very flat range, though, for the NASDAQ. That's not really... Doesn't really look the best here, but still. Time will tell. Just going to kind of sit back and wait. I might buy this dip. bottom of the range. We'll take 4 contracts. Maybe we'll take 5. All right, we're gonna leave it at that. No more. All right, retracing again. I'm trying to be patient. I think we got time with these. Very flat range though. The market's kind of quiet here as well. SQ offering, is it really? So how did SQ do? I know they had earnings last week. I can't remember what they did. They're down. Okay. Yeah, they're too neutral in the year for me, so I don't really think we have much edge. It's too flat on the year. Yeah, I would add to this. I just don't think I need to. We're down 15 bucks. It's kind of flat. If it's going to work, it's going to work. And if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. And so I don't think adding to it's going to be any type of help. There we go. Popping up. We're basically flat now on this. The 5 contracts. What do we have for economic data this week? It's pretty slow. I mean, Friday we have, or Thursday we got jobless claims, unemployment filings. Outside of that, it's pretty dull. We got some earnings reports coming out this week. All right, so we got a nice little bounce here. We're actually green on the trade now. We're going back and forth between green and red. Now I might add. All right, we're at 6 contracts. Yeah, first trade today. We're pretty quiet here. We're down 10, 15 bucks. Pretty small trade overall. We're just kind of hanging out. Seeing if we get a range move back up is what we're kind of betting on here. Looking for a bounce back up like this. Ideally, of course, we want to see it move at least to that level here, top of the range. But who knows, man? I might be wrong. Anything could happen. It might turn against me. Also, understand this. Remember, I am terrible. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I do trade off stream sometimes. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Understand CFDC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have limitations. When you trade on these funded account programs, understand that. We're just sitting tight right now. Kind of a boring Monday, to be honest. We don't really have much going on. We had a little bit of earnings drop, but nothing big. And yeah, we're green. There we go. Completely flat now on these positions. We'll see if we get some moves back up. It looks like some equities want to come back up, but who knows? Hey, what's up, Pawn? All right. 6 contracts. Trying to move back up to the top of the range. We'll see. There we go. I'm going to take half off there, or a third off there, just because I can. You know, we're keeping it about a 1-to-1 ratio, which means like our risk in this trade was about 15, 20 bucks. We are making about 15 or 20 bucks. We'll go ahead and take half off there. Took a little while, but we'll go ahead and get out. So we're up 20 bucks there, not bad. Again, a small gain for how long we sat in it, but we kept our 1-to-1 ratio pretty tight. And again, you can kind of see the rejections that's going on here, this is what we told you guys we were looking for with it. Just a little range trade. Kathy's not bad. Kathy's problem is that she's buying up stocks at the top a lot of the time. So she's buying up stocks that are really hyped up and extended. And I think that makes it really risky sometimes. I think she might be correct about a lot of these plays, but still, she's not holding them long enough to really profit. Man, look at this drop. Wow. We'll try to piggyback off of this drop here. Even though we're at the bottom of the range, I'm going to start shorting up here. Huge drop all of a sudden. We're going to take 5, 6, 7, 8 contracts here. I don't know if this was just a liquidity grab or what, but we dropped so quickly and then retraced the entire candle so fast. Looks like a trap. We might have fell for it too. Look at that. So had the largest red candle. Yeah, this is market makers stopping people out 100%. Yeah, this is why you got to be careful day trading, chat. I'm going to cut this and just get out. This is why you have to be careful day trading. This is what the market makers will do to you. And this is 100% market makers, right? Like, look, this is what they do. So they have the largest red candle that we've had all day. Like, look at this largest red candle that we've had all day. So they're going down, they're picking up orders, right? And then following that, it completely retraces this red candle all the way back up, right? So anybody that jumped in short, because this is a short move, that's a short candle, right? Anybody that jumps in short, they're just pulling them right back up, stopping them out. It's my fault for trading choppy, right? It's my fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's definitely my fault. But 100% the market makers playing games. Yeah, it might be a liquidity grab. I think they're just picking up orders on the tops and bottoms. Again, this was the largest red candle that we've had all day. I don't see any red candles that were larger than this except for these two. So this is the largest red candle that we've had since 5:30. And yeah, they're just playing games here. Again, my fault. Nobody else's fault. I'm not trying to like blame my loss on somebody else. It's all good. It's a $50 loss. Again, we're up $1,700 in this account, so we'll live. But interesting to see, man. Alright, so we're going to start to take a smaller trade and just try to use a little bit more of a range bound here. 2 contracts the max for right now. We might add to it, but I don't think we're going to add over 2 contracts here. Well, you're talking about the 8 a.m. scrum. That's a little bit different than what normally happens at 8 a.m. So sometimes at 8 a.m. you'll see these big wick candles. That's not really what this is. Like, okay, an example of it is like, let me find it. Sometimes at 8 a.m. you'll get these big wick candles just kind of tracing back and forth. Sometimes at 8:30 you'll get economic data that comes out. But that's not what neither of these are. These are just kind of random big pushes and drops. Not the same thing. Like 8:30 you'll get economic reports come out. And sometimes we call it the 8 a.m. scrum, where you'll get like these really big orders that get filled at like random spots. Again, it's called the 8 a.m. scrum. That's not really what this is. This was just kind of a fake out. No, I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah, getting chopped out again. Luckily, I didn't take too much size on this last one. Oh, I just accidentally added to this position. Oops. I didn't mean to take any position here. I'm just gonna have to cut it and get out. $20 loss on the last one. We'll see if we get some better results. Yeah, we also have some quant tower trades that we might be able to make. I don't want to get stuck in chop, so I'm probably going to stop trading until a little bit later on. Yeah, well, the Q is going to show the 8 a.m. scrum a lot of the time, but I don't see much happening there. Yeah, I'll probably wait. Again, if you look at my stats here, chat, you know, again, it turns into something. Sometimes, again, I try to say this at least a couple times a week, but usually with trading, the Dunning-Kruger effect is very pronounced. That's probably the best word for it in trading, meaning you got a lot of people who enter trading and immediately they want to start acting like they're experts when they just don't have the experience to. I'm not even claiming to be an expert or anything like that, but what that usually involves is like traders who are not profitable themselves in the comments telling me how to be profitable, or telling me that, oh, that was obviously wrong, or that was obviously good, or whatever it is, right? Like in the end, most of the time, hold on, let me see. I'm going to put a custom time frame here. Wait, let me see. January, February, March. Yeah, so here's me on this account. So if you look at my profit so far on this account, let me pull it up. So far, here's my profit graph. And let me see if I can snap a picture of this. And I think it's human nature, right? But sometimes you got to just kind of get people's mind right a little bit. Here's my stats so far in this account. On this account, we're averaging about 64% green. You can see my cumulative P&L with fees. So we are up roughly 1745 in this account. So roughly 1745. Can you guys see that? Yeah. So again, we're up roughly 1745 in this account. And so we'll see if we can grind it up. Again, the goal is to hit thousands more, but we got a nice cushion where we're up almost 2K since the end of April. So the last couple weeks we're up about $1,800, give or take. Again, I want to trade small to start the day. I don't really want to trade too large, and if we can't build up profit with trading small, then we'll kind of pivot to something else, just to try to, you know, build up some more profit on the day, if that makes sense. We're also looking at, let me see what else we got here. Okay, so we do have one here. Yeah, I'm gonna put my Trade-A-Bait account up for now, so I don't end up trading it. Foot Locker. What else do we have? We have Tyson Foods. To get that chart on Trade-A-Bait, you click the right side of the screen. There's going to be like a graph. Oh, I certainly trade better by myself. Stream ads added pressure to it. It's never easy. Alright, we also bought AMD. My swing trades have been doing better than any of these trades. Like, I can day trade, but I'm also probably a better swing trader than anything. If you guys remember, just some positions that I've got in over the last few days. Remember, we bought AMD at 412s was our average price on AMD at 412s. Or no, I'm sorry. AMD was not at 412s. Meta was at 412s. AMD, we bought it at 148s. 148s for AMD. So we bought it here, waited, and now we finally ripped back up. We're at 153s. We took, some profit on it this morning. We bought Boeing, average price of 172. You can see 172 right here. Boeing is now at 180s. We bought, what else did we buy? We bought Alibaba, average price of 72s. Or yeah, average price of, 72.55. It's at 81.60s. So Baba, we got in here at 72s. It's at 82. So over 10% gains on Alibaba. We bought Delta Airlines at 39s. Somehow we got in at 39s for Delta Airlines way back here. Must have bought this in February. Let me see when I bought it. January. So we bought this on January 12th. So we bought this here somewhere. Or wait, 10, 11, 12. So we bought it right here on this day at 39s on Delta. So we bought Delta at 39s, rode it all the way back to 52s is what we're currently in right now. We're still in it. I think I'm just going to keep holding it. Ford, we're in Ford at 1170s. It's at 1240s. We're in GameStop. We're finally green on GameStop as well. Google, we're in Google at 150s. It's at 170 basically right now. Home Depot, we bought a couple days ago at 335s. It's at 345 right now. Honeywell, we're in at 180s. It's at 190s. Intel, we're still red on Intel. We're in Intel, and we're still red. Coca-Cola, we're green at 52s. It's at 62s. Meta, again, we bought Meta after its earnings disaster, where it dumped so much from earnings. We bought it, got in at 412s. At 412, so we got in basically. I don't know how we got in here at this price, but we got in at 412s after their big dip from earnings. Okay, so they got 399. So yeah, we bought it right here at 412s. It's currently sitting at 450s. So it did rebound almost all the way back here for Meta. You love to see it. We got in Netflix as well at 570s. It's at 580s. We're still in Nike. We're red on it though, and that's all right. Pfizer, we're red on it as well. Palantir drops their earnings today. And again, we are green on this one. Nicely green. Our average price is on Palantir is 19s. It's currently at 24s. Snapchat. Again, we bought Snapchat when a lot of people told me not to. Average price is 10s. It's at 16s. Very good percentage gains there. SoFi, we're in that one as well. Flat. Although we were pretty red on it, so SoFi actually starting to come back, so that's good to see. Snow, we're in Snow slightly red as well, but these are mostly flat positions. We're in SoundHound also, we're red on this one. SoundHound's, again, it's not a huge position though, but yeah, definitely not green on that one. Tesla, our average price is 140s. It's at 180s right now. Tyson Foods dropped earnings today. We're in at 51s. It's at 63s. Unity, we're basically break even there. In Walgreens, we're basically break even there. We're in Walmart, nicely green as well though. So yeah, my investments are in swing trades. These are kind of mixes of investments and swing trades. They're not really crazy long investments, but they're also, some of them are not what I wouldn't call swing trades. John, what's your option? I'm assuming you're saying opinion on high yield savings accounts. You gotta, they high yield, high risk is anything. Are you talking to, I would just do certified deposits if you're looking for 5-6%. You can find some CDs that'll pay you 5 or 6% by just kind of sitting your money. It's FDIC insured. You just kind of put your money in. If you don't know what a CD is, all right, a certified deposit. And this is why I'd rather do CDs than bonds, because you can generally find a CD that's paying you 4 to 5, 6% annually. It's annualized, of course. Like some people misunderstand CDs, where if it's a 30-day CD and it says 5%, they're assuming they make they're assuming they make 5% in 30 days, and that's not true. It's annualized. Just so you understand. But you can usually find a CD that's paying you 5, 6%. And so if you shop around, and what a CD is, it's just a bank account, right? So a CD basically says, hey, if you deposit money into our bank, and leave it there for X amount of time, we'll pay you X percentage annualized, right? A lot of the time you can get like 5 or 6% over almost a year period, and so they'll pay you nicely on that money, and you can just kind of sit on it. Yeah, again, I'm in SoFi right now. I hope it goes up. I'm probably just going to continue to sit in it, although we're basically flat on it. It's been bouncing back some. Yeah, I mean, Cap One has good rates. I've never used them for CDs, but probably, bonds are better. You get no state tax on some of them at 5% right now. Yeah, it's a lot more work, though. I did a 5.25% CD in Cap One. Treasury bonds and call it a day. CDs are reverse strips. Yeah, but the liquidity is the good part, Sick. So here's the reason CDs make sense. All right, say you got 100,000, right? Like you got 100,000. You want to earn some money on it. You buy bonds. That 100,000 is going to be tied up for the life of those bond payments, right? Like if in an event of emergency, I mean, I guess you could sell the bond, but it's not as liquid as a CD, which you can just immediately withdraw the money. Like again, so a CD, it's a bank account. And so if you need the money, you can spend the money. You're not going to earn the percentage interest that they're going to pay you for the CD, but you can get it out immediately. It's much more liquid than a bond. A bond, you got to find it, sell it, all that stuff. It's just not the same. And so I think there's an argument for CDs in that situation, because a CD, you can kind of just cut it if you need it, take it, do whatever. There's the SPY starting to rip up. So the SPY did break highs. I think Pawn was right. Maybe it was a liquidity grab to the upside. Yeah, they're less liquid is the easiest way to put it. Bonds are less liquid than CDs. CDs, you can take the money out, do whatever you want, and the worst thing that's going to happen is you're not going to earn your interest. But Treasury bonds, your money's locked up. It's not the same, Nvidia still running. Nvidia at $900 is going to be the real test today. If Nvidia starts breaking 900, it could drag everything else up. Yeah, I mean, bonds are the risk. Liquid is something that you can cash out immediately. I wouldn't consider bonds that. Right, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that a certified deposit, which is not a bond, a certified deposit is this. Okay, say JP Morgan Chase wants you to open up a bank account with them. They'll say, hey, if you deposit money into our bank with a certified deposit, we will give you X amount of interest. Let's call it 5% interest on your money for 8 months, or for 10 months or whatever. We'll give you 5%. And so all you gotta do is open up a bank account and then let your money sit in that bank account, and you'll earn 5% over whatever period of time they specify, right? It's noticeably more liquid than buying treasury bonds and having your money tied up until maturity. Noticeably more liquid. And again, the worst thing that's gonna happen if an emergency happens and you have to spend that money, all that's going to happen is you're not going to earn the interest, right? You're still going to have access to that money. It's still going to be sitting in a bank account. You'll be able to spend it, use it, wire it, do whatever you got to do. And again, the only problem is that you're going to lose your interest if you withdraw it, right? That's all it is. And so in that regard, a CD, a certified deposit, is noticeably more liquid than a treasury bond because of that specific aspect of it. And because of that, I prefer CDs over treasury bonds personally. But again, it's subjective. Everybody's different. Well, we're talking about a checking account, a certified deposit. Yeah, I mean, I know what liquid means, Barry. I'm not sure if you're talking to somebody else or what, but yeah, I know exactly what liquid means. It means that you could get the money immediately from it, basically. And a CD is much more liquid than a treasury bond for sure. You'll be all right, Kyle. Do you think AMC beats earnings? I'm not sure. We're gonna cover them though. It'll be a fun earnings call for AMC. We'll see what happens. Look at the market rip up those. SPY breaking highs. Palantir breaking highs. Let's watch Nvidia, though. Nvidia is going to be the interesting one, I think, here. Nvidia is the big boy today. If it breaks $900, it's going to be volatile. All right, Chad. Again, if you haven't already, check out my sponsor, Apex. We're trying to day trade on Apex today. We lost about $100, and that's all right because again, on Apex, you can learn how to day trade with limited risk. So again, they give you a demo and they test your skill with a demo account first. If you can pass the test on a demo, they fund you between 25K up to 300K with a 90% split. They have static accounts. They've got all these different options. And again, here's my P&L history on a $50,000 funded account on Apex. Again, it's a great way to learn day trading, and this is the futures market. So in the futures market, you can day trade essentially the SPY, essentially the Q price action at what's called the E-mini S&P and the NASDAQ S&P. Again, what the SPY tracks is the S&P 500 futures contract, which is the E-mini. What the Q tracks is the NASDAQ futures contract, which is the NQ. You can both day trade those things in futures. No PDT restrictions. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks. There's just no PDT rule. And again, it's just a great way to learn because Apex, they give you a demo account. Again, the base one's 25K. If you can make $1,500 in profit without losing $1,500 first and following their rules, they fund you 25K with a 90% split. So once you're funded, you get a 90% split. It's similar to putting the money up yourself. But if you lose that challenge, you're out $30. Most day traders lose. And so I lost thousands of dollars when I first got started. This is a much cheaper way to learn how to day trade. You're still trading under pressure. You're still risking something, but you're not risking the full extent of your own $1,000 plus account. And I think in that situation, it makes perfect sense for traders to try this first. And if you're good enough at it, you can get funded with a small startup amount. And so again, great way to learn how to day trade. They are a sponsor of mine. I'm definitely biased because they pay me money. I'm biased. If they paid you money, you would be biased too. And so confirm all this stuff with them. Not an investment professional. Understand CFTC 4.41. And again, I'm gonna put this link up. If you want to use the max discount at all time, BT, beginner trading, 2 letters. BT will always get you the max discount at all times. Check it out. There's the link in the description, and there's the link in chat as well. Check them out. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting a money market account mixed up with a CD. The penalties for CDs are related to your interest amount, right? So like if you withdraw a CD early, you lose out on some interest. Like if you look it up on Google, some of the equivalent is 3 months interest for early withdrawal that matures in 6 months. If you have a 5-year CD, the penalty might be a year's worth of that interest, right? But you still have your net base amount liquid that you can withdraw at any time you want. And again, the biggest thing that you're going to have if you withdraw it early is going to be you're going to lose the interest, some of the interest at least. You're still going to keep some of the interest depending on the CD, but yeah, still much more liquid than a treasury bond. Yeah, for sure, name it. I think it's really relative to the customer. Some people plan to forget the money for 2 to 10 years if they buy bonds, leaving the option of withdrawal kills the plan is more nuanced. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not arguing whether some people use that lack of liquidity to benefit themselves, right? What I'm arguing is that CDs are simply more liquid. And so if you need the money, you get the money. And that's, I think for most people, again, there's always outliers, but for most people, that's going to be a useful thing. You know, that's going to be a comforting thing, and it just makes more sense to me. You know, if I'm tying up 100K, I want to know that if I really need that 100K, say if ish hits the fan and I need that 100K, I want to know I'm going to be able to take it out. And treasury bonds aren't always the most liquid things. Yeah, all good, JG. It's all good, brother. As a swing trader, what indicators do you use? I don't really use indicators for my swing trading like that. Most of the time when I swing trade, there's a couple base conditions that I look for. Here, I'll write it up. I'll show you guys my swing trading system. So number one, first thing I'm looking for is I'm looking for blue chip, healthy companies. Here, my OCD is making me title companies, but still, even though it's common, but still. Blue chip, healthy companies is the first thing I look for. No penny stocks, mostly no mid caps, etc. Right? I'm looking for blue chip, healthy companies, legacy companies. Okay, that's the first thing. I will not swing trade anything if it's a penny stock. Anything that's too risky, I'm either not going to swing trade it at all, or I'm going to take such a small size that I'm not going to really care about it. Like you see this with like some other plays that I'm in. But again, I'm either going to take such a small size that I'm not going to care about it, or I'm just going to not swing trade or invest in it altogether, right? So again, my swing trading system, again, no penny stocks, mostly no mid caps, legacy, healthy blue chip companies that are in the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ. That's the first thing. The second thing is downward trends. Deep extension. Deep extension to the downside. Into major support helps, you know, etc. So I'm looking for deep extension on the downside, right? On a longer term chart. All right, so that's number two. Number three is I'm looking for short term emotional reactions. Big earnings, dips, or neutral results. Right? So short-term emotional reactions. The easiest way I can explain this is like Meta. Meta's a great example of this. Okay, we did this with Meta a few days ago. So Meta released their quarter whatever earnings. I think it was quarter one earnings for Meta. Meta released their earnings, had mostly good results. I think Meta beat EPS, beat revenue, yet for some reason they dropped from essentially $500 all the way down to $399. They literally dropped 20% on good earnings, right? 20% on good earnings. If you look at a long-term chart for Meta here, this is a pretty profound dip. Like, this is a big dip. 20% drop on good earnings is an emotional reaction, right? Regardless of whether it's correct or not, it's an emotional reaction. And so what I try to do here with these plays, and you can ask Pawn, I take these trades a lot. When you get this big type of emotional reaction, again, all the bears are usually going to come out and say, ah, ha, ha, it's the end. It's a market crash. Ignore them. They're almost always wrong. Again, like, regardless of whether they argue or not, they're almost always wrong here. And again, in this instance, they were wrong as well. And so again, we're looking for these big emotional reactions. I'm looking for enough edge and extension to where if I'm wrong, or where I want to be right short term is the easiest way to put it. Like, I want to be correct short term. If I'm not correct short term, I'm willing to hold it long term as well, because again, I'm targeting blue chip healthy companies. If I sit on these companies long enough, I'm probably going to make money regardless of whether I'm wrong short term. But I would like to be right short term. And so again, what I do here is I wait for these big emotional overreactions. Again, Meta had good earnings, and I end up buying it at, like, again, I bought this one at 412. So I bought this one right around here. Right around here is where I bought it. And again, if you zoom out and you look at how much it's rebounded, I'm still in it right now. I've already taken most of the profit off, But if we look at how much it's rebounded, this is back up to 450s now, back up to 450s. So it is up there a ton. My wife just came in here mad. I didn't make her more coffee. Anyways. But yeah, so anyways, Meta back up to almost 460s now. We bought it at 412s. Again, we got the emotional overreaction, deep extension to the downside short term, blue chip healthy company, good earnings, overreaction on good earnings, and all of those conditions line up to where we buy the dip, we ride the bounce, and we make money on it. And again, to be fair, if I was wrong short term, so if Meta ended up turning and continuing to go down, I probably would just sit on it. Because again, I could sit on this thing for a few years and make money anyway. And so long term, the edge is in my favor. And I truly do believe short term, the edge is in my favor as well. And when you combine those two things, it kind of helps you have a more pronounced edge on these swing trades. So I hope that makes sense. It works. I find it works really well for me. Although again, I can't guarantee it's going to work for you. Is your preference for CDs over Treasury money market accounts, the FDIC factor? Well, yeah, I mean, with banks, like the big risk for CDs is that if you're doing it in a less reputable bank, as long as it's FDIC insured, your money's still going to be insured. You know, and again, that plus the liquidity makes me gravitate towards more. If I'm gonna earn 5%, regardless of which one I use, I would rather go with the more liquid and safe one, right? Which I would assume would be CDs. You know, if worst case scenario the bank goes out of business, right? But in that situation, you're still going to be FDIC insured. Although again, it's subjective. Everybody's different. Some people like bonds more or whatever. That's fine. Yeah, if I was wrong, I mean, again, I'd probably just sit on it. I mean, Meta's a healthy, solid company. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if I was wrong, I'd probably just sit on that thing, man. What do your charts say? Say John is the greatest of all time ever in the world right now, for sure. Let me look at our poll numbers here. Somebody should do a trading parody. Instead of what does the shark say, what does the chart say? I don't know what sound to make afterwards. Alright, so 57% say no, the market does not turn bearish. 43% say yes, the market does turn bearish. Again, Nvidia, the level to watch is $900. There's 900 up there at the top. Again, that's the level to really watch here. We'll see if it holds. But top 3 most humble trader ever in the world right now, for sure. All right. Yeah, we got less than an hour before the market opens, chat. Less than an hour. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go grab my wallet to pay for something. I never activated that 50K challenge that I'm gonna go ahead and activate it now. So I'll be right back, chat. on my wallet. I blame Maddie. You put the L on my wallet. I know it hurts. It hurts right here. Yeah, so my daughter had this L piece of tape and she put it on my wallet. Told her it hurts. Alright. Sorry, chat. Let me there you go. Alright. Oh man. Alright. It's not an eval, it's a PA. It's a funded account. What is even, I don't even know the natty gas symbol. I know CL is oil. Q's running though. Tesla at 183s. Boyle, yeah, I see Boyle breaking highs. I mean, the market's kind of breaking highs too, though. I'm surprised that Nvidia hasn't moved much since all this. Palantir at 2430s. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about high yield savings accounts. Yeah, I don't know. Look at the Q still breaking highs up there, man. All right, chat. Again, Palantir at 2440 still running up. Again, Palantir with their earnings today. All right, so there we go. We're active on our other PA account too. So we'll see how that goes. Airbnb. I heard Airbnb is kind of slowly not doing well though. I wonder if there's a short related to Airbnb. All right. I heard they're not doing that great. You know, it could just be chatter, though. I might be wrong there. All right, chat. Market pulling back quickly here. I might buy this dip in the queue. I'm not really a big, actually, you know, we're gonna buy it in something else here. Hold on. All right, big pullback to the bottom of the range here. Again, we'll see if the market holds. The market's up a lot, though, so I don't think we have great extension. You know, I don't think we have great extension or anything like that. All right, we already took a little bit of profit off here. Again, we're day trading this. We're going to take half off. There we go. Take another piece off. 2 contracts left. I wanted to buy the dip just because we're at the bottom of the range. I'm going to go ahead and cut this now. All right, so we just made about 25 bucks. We're down like 50 something on the day here on this account, so we'll come back to it. Again, I was patient. I waited for the dip. I wanted the dip, and that's what we got, so I'll take it. Dixie. Dumpington. Yeah, we got a dip. I might buy this pullback again here, to be honest. We're going to take 2 contracts now. So we made 20 bucks from this trade already. We're going to take 2 contracts. We might add up to 4. But we're at the bottom of the range, and I typically like these levels. But I don't want to take large size, so we'll keep it small. See if we move back up to the top of the range is the goal. Small trade, though, so it doesn't really matter. We'll come back to it. $45 minutes until the market opens, chat. 45 minutes. All right. All right, so we got this dip, and then the market kind of retraced a little bit back down. I'm gonna have to cut this trade. I'm gonna give it a little bit longer, but I'm not gonna hold it that long. Alright, so we ended up adding to it and making some money, and now we're in 4 contracts left. There we go. Take half off there, lock it in. We got a huge bounce. We got 1 contract left here. There we go. So we're down 38 bucks right now. So we basically made our money back here. We made about $50 in the last 2 trades. Being strategic with our little dips here. Look at Palantir ripping over these bounces. Uber earnings. Yeah, Uber earnings must drop tomorrow. It's tomorrow, right? Palantir's today. Uber is tomorrow evening, I think, right? No. Thursday, maybe? Yeah, so Uber is Wednesday morning, actually. All right, look at Palantir still run right now. Wow, Palantir's going. Gold is treating me pretty nicely as well today. Nike's bouncing all the way back some. That's good to see. Home Depot up again today. Any ideas on Palantir? Yeah, Palantir drops earnings this evening. I'm not sure how they're going to respond to them, of course. They're up a lot leading into earnings, though. So, yeah, I'll probably just stay in it. We got a nice cushion, so we can take the risk. We still got 40 minutes until the market opens. It's kind of flat day. The whole week's kind of boring this week. We don't have much going on. Man, the Mars Curiosity rover puts back some crazy images. Man, these images are crazy, dude. Really interesting. What's your view on Ferrari? I don't know enough about the company. I know their race is the symbol. They've had a good year. I don't know enough about the company to really say yes or no, though. I think Ferrari is super selective about who they sell cars to, and so I just don't know enough about the margins of them to say yes or no. What do you guys think? I'm more of like a Lamborghini guy myself. I like the way Lambos look a little bit more. But still. All right, so market's back up to 437s. We are bouncing on those little pullbacks here. And again, it's just a really simple dip strategy. Like, you got two options here. One option is that the trend continues. When you dip like this, like, what's the other option? The trend continues. That's the one I usually attack because I think that's the more probable option. The other option is that, you know, here's the trend, that we start choppy. You know, and it's possible we do choppiness where we kind of go up and down like this or whatever. That's very possible. But I usually like betting on the trend. I think generally, even if, I think most of the time we're going to bounce back at least a little bit. So we pull back like this. Most of the time we're at least going to follow through some, right? Very rarely will we go like this. You know, sometimes it'll happen, but it's less likely, I think. And so if we could just bounce back a little bit, I could still profit from it. And that's kind of what we try to do there. Right here, I'm gonna have to mute this music for just a second, chat. Huh. Wow. Alright, unmute this music back. Sometimes on social media I'll just see a video I gotta hear, you know. All right, chat. So is pickleball... Has anybody played pickleball? Pickleball is like the newest thing. I wonder if there's a way to invest in it. I know it's not super new. I know it's been around for a little bit. But pickleball, I think, is going to be the next big sport. I see it kind of sprouting up everywhere. You know? So... I'm curious if there's ways to invest in. MU moving. Yeah, MU's gapping up today. Why? I mean, I guess most of tech is gapping up, but... All right, so Robinhood receives a Wells notice from staff of SEC on May 4th. Notices states the SEC staff advised RHC that it made prelim determination to recommend SEC file enforcement action against RHC. Interesting. So is that bad for Robinhood? Let me see. Yeah, so Robinhood is reacting negatively to this. Look at the dip. So in pickleball, can the ball hit the ground, or is it just back and forth? Kind of like badminton. Alright, so when the ball is served, the receiving team must let it bounce before returning, and then the serving team must let it bounce before returning. Okay, yeah, so it's just like tennis, but with like a smaller court. Wait, so do you have to let it bounce each time, or can you just whack it back over? Is it only on the serve? It looks like it's only on the serve. Pickleball would be great when you're about 50. Yeah, I think that's a game that's going to go. Yeah, frisbee golf has grown a lot. I think pickleball is going to be the next sport to grow. Obviously, like, I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, so I want jiu-jitsu to be a sport that grows. But still, yeah, I don't know. I don't play tennis. Tennis is too active for me as a freaking 30-something-year-old. So people are saying there's a time traveler. So there's this video of a guy going into this other, like some guy, and he thinks he's like robbing him, right? He goes into the dude's shed. He's got cameras all around it, right? So he's got cameras going all around it. And he sees the guy go into a shed, right? And so he calls the cops, and the cops show up, and they open the shed, and nobody's in there, right? Like, they're looking around, they're like, hey, nobody's in here. But he's got the video, and he's got the video, and he never sees the guy leave a shed. People are saying he's a time traveler. Of course they are. That's the world. Any of the sports picks in? All right. We're flat. We'll see if we get anything good today. Again, Robinhood bouncing back up here. AMD still looking solid, but it's up so much. We'll see. I'll just wait. Yeah, I'm watching some type of engineering video. All right, chat. Again, I'm sitting here waiting. Look at Nvidia. So Nvidia is what I think the market needs if it wants to go green on the day, and Nvidia is kind of pulling back a little bit. Look at Nvidia under the 200 EMA. The real question is, does Nvidia break? Does Nvidia break $900 today? 900 is a big milestone level. You know, over the past couple weeks, Nvidia has broken under 800s for a split couple weeks or so, and then it rebounded back up. So again, we'll see if it actually holds. I don't know. I think it's got a ways to go. What's Amazon gonna go do this week? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with MU. I don't think it's earnings. Amazon at 180s. Visa and JP Morgan Payments forged strategic collaboration to revolutionize faster money movement in the US through Visa Direct. I'm looking at MU. I'm trying to see if there's any recent news on MU. Micron are sharing higher after Baird upgraded the stock from neutral to outperform and raised its price target from 115 to 150 for MU. So MU's moving up on an upgrade. That's why it's up to almost 120. Yeah, so here's MU. Again, it's moving up on an upgrade. That's why it's up to almost 120. Looks solid. Again, we'll see if it holds, though. There's a terrible video of this guy approaching this homeless man and trying to cover him up with a jacket. And the homeless guy shooting up and then robbing him. Like jumping up and then robbing him. What a terrible, terrible person. He's just trying to help you, man. It hurts, you know, to see. You know, because, like, I try to help people. Like, I try to help the homeless or whomever, right? Definitely top 3 greatest givers of all time in the world right now. But no, on a serious note, I try to help people, but the problem is just the truth of the matter, unfortunately, is that, like, look, I feel for the homeless people in the world. I really do. Like, I genuinely feel for them. I know there are some of them couldn't help it and are where they are because of, you know, because they couldn't help it. But I also know a lot of people that are just drug addicts, right? Like, they're just addicted to things. And so giving them money is just going to further their drug habit, unfortunately. So I don't know. And I hate saying it like that. I know that's kind of selfish-minded or whatever, but it's harder for me to give to people because of that. Because, again, I can see it. I know a lot of them are addicted. And they're just going to go buy stuff with it, you know. And so I'm not really trying to further anybody's habit in that way. But if I feel like somebody genuinely needs it, that's a different story. There's no easy way to help them. Yeah. No, there's not really any economic data today. It's pretty slow. Again, we'll see if Nvidia holds. Nvidia right at the 200 EMA. If I do buy a dip in the SPY, it's going to be because of that. It's hard to tell who really needs the help. Yeah, for sure. I use a bunch of different platforms, Adam. Again, MU's breaking highs again. Look at it on the right side. It's at the 119.20s here. 20 minutes until the market opens, chat. Yeah, it's morning. It's Monday morning. We also don't really have any big news stories today. We had some earnings. Palantir earnings are going to be the larger ones. Are the Astros doing any better now? I know LSU lost to A&M yesterday, but they won the series overall. Man, the Astros are worse. The only team worse than the Astros is the Angels. The Athletics are even doing better than the Astros. Baseball is boring? Baseball's not boring. The last thing somebody should be doing if they're homeless is day trading. Again, like, I get how day trading is marketed, and this is the reason so many people get tricked, right? Day trading is marketed as, hey, are you struggling financially? Find financial freedom and day trade. That is total crap. That is total nonsense. Do not believe that for a second. If you're struggling financially, the worst thing you should do is day trade. That's like saying, hey, if you're struggling financially, go play roulette, bro. What's the worst that could happen? Like, it's a terrible idea. If you're struggling financially, do not day trade. Again, you're just going to lose more money and you're going to be in a worse financial position. Don't justify your gambling by day trading if you're struggling financially. It really is the worst thing you could ever do. Or one of the worst things you could ever do if you're struggling financially. Unfortunately, day trading is a luxury of people who are comfortable financially. Right? If you're not comfortable financially, do not day trade. You're just going to end up giving your money to the market where if you're struggling financially, you need your money. Use that money to build businesses or do something else. Get a good job, buy some good clothes, try to find a good job. That's what you should be doing if you're struggling financially, not day trading. And again, I think the problem with it is that a lot of people, if you tell somebody you're a day trader, I think especially over the last 10 years, if you tell people you're a day trader, instead of looking at you, like a lot of people are gambling. Instead of looking at you like that, they're going to look at you like you're some type of market genius, where most of the people that are telling people they're professional day traders lose money, realistically. Like, if we're being honest, that's what's truly going on. And you can make money day trading. But again, it's a luxury of somebody that's comfortable financially. You can have an edge in day trade and build profit and make money. But most people don't. So most people don't, which means that most people out there telling you that they're a day trader are just full of crap. Most of the time they're just unemployed. And it's kind of like somebody telling you they're an entrepreneur, right? Like, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. In what way? Like, most of the time they're just unemployed, right? So I think you got to look at it objectively and understand, if you're struggling, do not day trade. It's going to be noticeably better if you just build up some savings, build up some profit, start other businesses. If you don't have the income to day trade, start other businesses, try to build that income. And then you might not even want to day trade afterwards, but the main focus should be on building income streams. And day trading is not a reliable one. It's just not, especially in the beginning. I wonder genuinely about that. The rate is so much lower in other developed countries. Yeah. Yeah, well, like, the reality is, like, I get asked all the time, like, hey, should I get a loan for day trading? Should I take out a big loan? I always say the same thing. Of course not. The problem is, like, you have to have a clear, objective mind when you're day trading, and if you're struggling financially, the last thing you have is a clear and objective mind. You have a urgency mind, like, hey, I gotta make something, I gotta roll into something quick, I gotta do something quick, right? Like, the last thing you have if you're struggling is an objective mind. You have super impatience. You have the struggling mindset, like, hey, I gotta get out of this struggle, right? Like, that's the mindset you have. I've struggled, like, I've had that mindset before. You have a sense of urgency is the easiest way to put it. And again, that's bad for day trading. Day trading, you have to wait for good setups. And if you're so impatient and urgent to make money, you're just going to lose money. Putting more pressure on you when you're day trading is the worst thing that you should do. And taking a loan out, or if you need to pay for your bills, that's the worst thing that you could do. Again, it really is a luxury of people who are comfortable financially. And again, I think it's marketed by people who are just trying to sell courses as a way to find financial freedom and all this different stuff. And to a certain extent, it can be. But a lot of the time, it's marketed like, hey, if you're struggling financially, learn to day trade. And that's terrible. That's the worst thing it could be. Because, again, it's just not that easy, unfortunately. Yeah. It's a part-time job until you get good at it. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I watched the movie. Day trading, again, trading in general has gotten so stylish lately. I watched the movie Anybody But You. It's this new movie that just came out, like a romantic comedy movie. And the main character is like a trader. He's like a trader. He's got his charts up, Like, what they don't tell you is that most of the people that say that are 100% full of crap, right? They're like, again, people ask me what I do. I never say I'm a day trader, ever. Honestly, I would cringe if I told people I was a day trader, right? What I almost always tell them is that I run a marketing business, which is what I do, right? Like, I run a marketing business. I certainly don't want to tell them I'm on YouTube either. Because, again, usually that entails them thinking I'm some variation of Logan Paul, or I'm just unemployed, right? Both of those things are plausible, expectations from somebody that tells you that. And so I just tell them the truth. I run a marketing business, which is what I do. It's a marketing business. We get about 500,000 hits a month, and, we provide a service, we market, and, it is what it is. We're certainly doing this to make money. And again, I'm not even claiming to be a good day trader. We're just a resource for traders. Disney at 118. Disney has earnings in a couple days, right? So Disney does have earnings in a couple days. It's at 114 right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not unemployed. I pay tens of thousands of dollars in taxes every year. I'm certainly not unemployed. But yeah. Top 3 traders in the world right now. Top 3 worst traders in the world. Yeah, they flash their setups on social media. Yeah, and their charts will literally look like this, Their charts will literally look like this. That's people's charts on social media, right? Again, they're in the end, they're just trying to look smart. Like, you ever seen The Big Short? And in The Big Short, they're talking about how they just make it look overly complicated. This is what most people's charts look like on social media. It's subjective, but most real traders are purists. Like, I'm a purist. Like, I don't want all these different indicators and charts up. I want like 2 or 3 indicators. The 200 EMA, the volume weighted average price, and the previous closing price are the only real ones that I use, right? The only real ones I use: 200 EMA, VWAP, and the previous closing price. There's got to be a positive correlation between how new a trader is and how many indicators they use on their charts. Look at you want to know why I watch the volume weighted average price? Because look at this. Look at exactly where we pull back to. Again, I talked about it earlier, how I use the VWAP as kind of a pullback spot. Look at the pullback right down to the volume weighted average price, bounced directly off of that level. Yeah, they're posting pictures and suits and everything. Like, listen, bro, I'm not gonna... Wearing a suit is the most ridiculous thing. Like, listen, what's the point of working from home in front of my computer without having to go anywhere if I'm gonna get dressed up in a freaking suit trying to look cool? You know? Like, dude, I'm gonna sit here in my freaking underwear and trade. I'm not gonna sit here in a suit. Again, brightest person in the room is usually the weakest. People who feel the need to dress like that and act like that are usually trying to compensate for something. Again, the wealthy people I know wear t-shirts, shorts, and flip-flops. They don't wear all these crazy stuff. No, I'm not in underwear. I'm in basketball shorts. I don't need to look like I'm in a New York City high-rise. Honestly, I live in a very nice house. If I really wanted to use this house, I mean, I got a freaking library here, you know? Again, I live in a very nice house. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to say, like, listen, if I wanted to pretend to be some type of day trading guru, I could, you know? Top 3 mom's basement in the world right now. Yeah. No, I don't use the R side of swing trading. Yeah, Mahogany John, fancy libraries. Listen, that's what I do. Intel? Yeah, I mean, I bought Intel a couple days ago. I'm still going to be patient and wait. It's bouncing back a little bit today. I'm down on it, though. But again, I don't know. I could add back to it. I think I'm just going to sit on it. I'm in at the 33s. It's at 31. Like, we're not down that much. How far, you know, how much farther down can it go? Famous last words, you know. We'll see, though. I'll probably just, it's not a huge size. Yeah. All right, chat. Spy trying to bounce again. We're sitting tight here. We got a couple funded accounts we're going to be trading today. No, I haven't bought Starbucks yet, although I don't think it's a bad spot. I think, again, though, PE ratio is pretty low. But for me personally, I'm just not going to put money into it right now. Yeah, if you see somebody at home on their computer in a suit, you should immediately not trust them. Hey, Maddie, what if I wore a suit every day when I woke up? What if I put on a suit and wore it right here? You think I would look cool or just ridiculous?
Ridiculous.
Agreed. Love you.
Love you.
Have a good day. All right, so my daughter says I'd look ridiculous. I'm gonna buy a suit right now. No. I don't have that many suits. I don't go anywhere where I need to wear a suit. You know, I have some suits, some nice suits. I just don't ever need to wear them, you know. All right, chat, we got 6 minutes left. 6 minutes. Can't forget the fake Rolex. I mean, I got a real Rolex, but I'm scared to wear it, you know. Like, I actually have a real one. Who knew they were... Again, I bought it mostly as an investment, though. Because, again, if you look at Rolex prices, right? Like, same way I buy stocks, I buy Rolexes. You know, because, again, to me, it's an investment. Like, I'm not going to show you which watch this is. But I'll show you the watch that I bought. And where I bought it versus where it's at now. Let me find it. There it is. Okay, so this is the watch I bought. It's actually appreciated relative to where I bought it. All right. So again, let's show you guys. So I bought this watch right here. I'm gonna try to do my best not to show you how much it is, because I'm not trying to brag about how much it is. I bought this watch literally right here. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, I bought it in November. I'm pretty sure. Literally bought it in November. Look at that. And again, Rolexes do keep up with inflation. They do appreciate for the most part over time. Not all of them. You got to buy specific ones. The rule of thumb with Rolexes is that if it has a nickname, it can be an investment. I'm not saying it's going to appreciate, but if it has a nickname, it can be an investment. Do you think a Rolex is a good investment? It depends on the one. I'm afraid of fake watches. Yeah, well, the fakes are getting really, really good. The only way you can really tell, and this is what I did when I bought mine, is you crack open the back of it. If you crack open the back of it and you force the jeweler to open the back of it, that's the only real way to tell nowadays between a fake and a real one, is by looking at the back. So again, the fakes have just gotten really, really good. Yes, for the most part. Sports models, as well as like some date adjusts, are really valuable now too. It just depends on which one. All right, SPY, pull it back a little bit. It's at 513.50s. Yeah, I mean, again, I researched it a lot. I'm not about to buy a fake one, because again, it's an investment. I don't even wear the one I have really that much, but it's an investment. Yeah, I went to the Breitling store the other day. I'm just not, like, look, again, like, I was showing somebody else who wanted to get a watch. He asked me to go with him so that he can look at them. But I was in the Breitling store the other day, and the dude shows me, like a $16,000 Breitling. And I'm sitting there like, nah, bro. Like, there ain't no way I'm about to spend $16,000, $17,000 on a freaking Breitling. If I'm going to spend 16 or 17K, it's going to be a Rolex. Like, I'm not going to buy an off-brand. Again, because the other thing is, like, most of the other brands, unless we're talking about, like, Patek, unless you're talking about, like, you know, there's a lot of them. Unless you're talking about the really expensive watches, most of them are not about to appreciate. Like, a Breitling is not going to appreciate. An Omega's probably not going to appreciate. And so, yeah, I don't want to buy any of those. MU's still breaking highs, though, up to 119.50s. Do you think real estate's a good investment if you can buy with cash now and sell once interest rates drop? I mean, I don't think it's a bad investment, but I have no idea what it's going to do. I think that logic makes sense, but of course, I can't tell you what anything's going to do. Again, not an investment professional, not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment, trade responsibly. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about which one I got, but I'll tell you, the one I got has appreciated. Again, here's the chart. Since I bought it. Again, I'm not going to talk about it, which one it is. To be honest, I don't really want to make myself look like... again, yeah, it's fine. It's an investment. Again, I'm not buying it to be snooty and wear. It's an investment. Look at Nvidia start to run, mostly following MU up, I believe. Look at Nvidia back up to 894s. We actually have a real chance that we're going to break highs again here, chat. GameStop's starting to turn all the way back down here. All right, chat, 1 minute left, 1 minute left. Again, it's a slower week. We just don't have much going on this week, and that's okay. Slower week, not less going on. Here we go, 40 seconds. Starbucks dumping down even more here. Yeah, you might be a little bit delayed. All right, chat, here we go. Look at the SPY break highs again. SPY break highs up to 513. Bullish action 10 seconds until the market opens. All right, chat, here we go. Here's the market open. Good luck. All right, so far at the opening bell, we've gotten a little bit of dips here. Specifically AMD. I'm glad we took some profit off at the top. Something's running though, dragging me up here. Let's see what it is. Nike. Gold. CVS. Boeing. Intel. Home Depot. Yeah, Intel's running up a little bit at the open. Still rattled the position though. Unity bouncing back up some too. Bullish action though. Look at Nvidia run. All right, so we're gonna get ready to day trade. All right, so we're trading on our actual performance account on a Quant Tower here. Dips at the opening bell here, Chad. Dips at the opening bell. I'm gonna buy this dip. It's kind of a risky trade, but one contract shouldn't hurt anything, I think, here. Kind of a risky. All right, we took half off. All right, we got 3 contracts here. All right, took another little piece off, another little piece off. See what my profit's looking like on Quant Tower. All right, we're up a nice little amount. Now we're red, but we could probably play with the gains that we've made on it so far. Look at Nvidia move up. See, that's what I want to bet on is Nvidia's gains. All right, so there's 3. We'll take 4. I want to bet that Nvidia is going to ride up a little bit here with us. Might take a little while, though. We might actually add to this. Again, we're going to take a larger trade, basically betting that Nvidia is going to try to make another push. All right, so there's 7. I want to get in one more contract, make it 8. There we go. This worked. All right, there's Nvidia starting to churn up. We'll hold the last 4 contracts here. All right, we took a little bit more off there at the top. 2 contracts left. And Nvidia's starting to run. We'll hold the rest a little bit longer term here. So look, there goes Nvidia. So the thesis of the trade so far is working here, but there's Nvidia testing tops at 896. I might start to add a little bit more to this, to be honest. Here, there's 3. We'll take 4. If Nvidia starts to push towards 900, that's the goal. Boom. All right, so we took half off. We still got 2 contracts left. There's Nvidia pushing towards 898s. Yep. Take another piece off here. Lock it in. We're up about $100 on the day. There's Nvidia at 898. We'll go ahead and get out the rest there. Again, we're up about $100. Pushing towards 900, exactly what we thought. You know. Not gonna say I told you so, guys, but hey, there's Nvidia at the $900. We made $100 in about 5 minutes just now. Again, we told you guys exactly what we were looking for. We were looking for Nvidia to push up towards 900. Sometimes 900 can be like a magnet, and that's exactly what happened. Hey, bud. Love you, man. You doing all right today, bud? All right, dude. Love you, bro. Have a good day at school, buddy. All right, most stuff turning back, going green on the day here, chat, making moves. What you guys doing? Oh, all right. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're back. Sorry, I had to mute this for a second. All right, guys, we're back. Again, Nvidia hitting right at $900. The question is whether 900 acts as a resistance level, which I think is plausible. We'll see if it holds down, but that's what I'm watching right now is Nvidia rejecting that $900 level. And again, if you want to day trade with me, we're building up these profits. You can see I'm watching Nvidia, but I'm day trading the NASDAQ 100 futures contract, which is the QQQ price action. No PDT in futures. I'm actually using Nvidia as a gauge, and the patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks. There's just no PDT rule. And so I can day trade short. Apex is the most legit funded program in the world. They give you a demo. They test your skill with a demo account first. The base one is only $30 if you use my link and coupon code BT. We'll get you the max discount. It's only $30. They give you a 25K demo. If you can make $1,500 in profit without losing $1,500 first and following their rules and conditions, they fund you $25K with a 90% split. They have packages all the way up to $300K in funding. They've paid out over $100 million. It's the best of both worlds. Limited risk, but if you pass it, you know, you still get 90% splits, and it's similar to putting the money up yourself. Here's the link. Again, coupon code BT. They are a sponsor. I'm biased because they pay me money. You know, I'm always honest and transparent. I do trade off stream sometimes, all that good stuff. Look at the market just flying up right now. Look at the market flying up. Nvidia did break $900 here. So Nvidia over 900, hit 901s. And again, my portfolio is loving this as well here, chat. So not too shabby. We'll see if it continues. SPY looks very strong. You know, this is a week where we don't have any economic data, so stuff could really run if it moves. Yeah, we're trading on our other Trade Evade account. We're only down about $20 there, so we made most of our money back there. First move is the fake move. Sometimes, yeah, just depends. But yeah, sometimes that's how it goes. Another one of my sponsors is a company called Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. Look at it predict this strong bullish trend, and then the follow through from it is really, really nice. You know, we'll see if it holds or what happens here, but look at that follow through. Again, this one was wrong, but if you back test this yourself, like look, let's tally all these right or wrong ones up and see. Look at the strong signals is really what I always tell people to look at, but even without the strong signals, let's just tally them up. Strong red signal, beautiful follow through, breakdown. Strong buy signal, beautiful follow through, break up. This sell signal obviously worked. This strong signal obviously worked. This strong one obviously worked. This one was wrong, so that's one wrong. This sell signal had a nice little follow through dump. This one was nice little bounce. This one was wrong, so that's two wrong, and then this one was right. So two were wrong. Only two were wrong out of all of these here. So let's calculate how many this was. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2 out of 10. So again, that's 80% accuracy. It's pretty solid. Chat, pretty solid. It's a company called Chart Prime. You can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures, backtesters, oscillators, screeners, anything with the symbol on TradingView, you can use it. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Nobody can. They are a sponsor of mine, so of course I'm biased. But again, if you want to check them out, this is the first plug for them we've done all day, and really only our third plug all of this stream. So again, if you want to check them out, there's the link. They are a sponsor. I'm biased, of course. All right, boom. So we see if we get a bounce here in futures. All right, so we got a big dip here. I'm gonna wait. We already got about $100 in profit here. Could be choppiness today. I mean, again, the market's gone up a lot. Starting to rebound nicely here. Yeah, I did end up losing here a little bit on my my TradeEvade account. I'll show you guys this now too. So we're down 170 on the day. Again, not that bad. We are up much more than that in this account. So we're gonna be transparent and show you guys we're down about 170 in this one. We're up about $100 in this one though. But everybody's different. I like using the micro NASDAQ, but everybody's a little different, you know. Look at Nvidia break highs though. So Nvidia's starting to run. I'm going to add to this, see if we can catch another Nvidia run here, but it's a risky trade, so we're going to keep it small. All right, we'll take 2 contracts, 3. There we go. Take half off there, lock that in too. So in terms of net profit on both of these accounts, we are down about $70 or so net if we're adding profits from both of the accounts. This one we're up about 100. The last one we're up about we're down about 170. So all right, Nvidia's starting to struggle. I'm going to cut half of this and then leave this last contract here. I'm going to go ahead and cut that too. Yeah, so it all has to do with whether Nvidia can push and make another test of this. And I think that's the story. I'm going to go ahead and close it down, chat. I'm going to get out of here for the day. So I love you all. Y'all be great. Y'all have a good day. And again, I'm going to get out of here. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We did break 135,000 subs yesterday. So we did break 135,000 subs last week. We need like 45 subscribers to break 136,000. So we're almost up to 136 already. But again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I didn't put it in sub-only mode. We will be back tomorrow. Again, the first half of this week is pretty light. We don't have much going on. And I don't really want to lose too much. I've already built up about $1,700 in profit on the TradeAvate account. I'm down 160 today. I really don't want to give it back. And I know the longer I stare at a screen, the more likely I am to give it back. And I don't want to give it back, if that makes sense, chat. So I hope you guys understand there. This week, we got some Fed speakers. We got some earnings tomorrow. So, like, tomorrow is going to be a much bigger day for earnings. We got Palantir earnings this evening, which, you know, AI's run might help some of these. Intel's starting to try to bounce back. Palantir up to the highs of the day as well. But, again, tomorrow morning, we have Disney, Celsius, Datadog, Crocs, Ferrari, NKLA, BP, Rockwell, Duke Energy, and a bunch of other companies tomorrow morning. So Disney earnings specifically is probably the biggest earnings report, but still a big day. Tuesday evening, we got Rivian, Upstart, Wynn, Lyft, Occidental Petroleum, Twilio, ANET, Reddit, Astera, and a couple other ones. And then Wednesday evening, we've got a bunch of other ones. AMC, we got Uber Wednesday morning. So again, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all be good, guys. Love you all. Again, I'm going to take a break today. I don't feel like giving my profits back to the market today. So y'all be safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow.